Welcome back everyone. In the last video, we learned that ConsumerWidget is your new stateless widget. It gives you ref in the build method and you can read providers. That covers most of your screens. But think about this. What if you need initState? What if you need to start something the moment a screen appears or clean up when it leaves? ConsumerWidget is stateless. It has no lifecycle hooks. For that, you need a stateful widget. And that is exactly where ConsumerStatefulWidget comes in. Now, generally, we use stateful widget for the situations like you have a text editing controller that needs to be created once and disposed when the screen closes. You have an animation controller that starts in initState. You want to trigger an API call or start a timer the moment the screen appears. You need didChangeDependencies to react to something changing above in the tree. None of this is possible with a stateless widget. You genuinely need the lifecycle, initState, dispose, didChangeDependencies. And at the same time, you need ref to read your providers. That combination is exactly what ConsumerStatefulWidget solves. The structure, you know that to create a stateful widget, we need to extend the stateful widget and then we need to extend the state. And here we have the build method which takes the build context. But what about the ConsumerStatefulWidget? Now earlier we need to extend the stateful widget, but now we need to extend ConsumerStatefulWidget. Earlier we need to extend the state, now we need to extend ConsumerState. And the build method as usual will take build context as the parameter. So these are the changes. But the question comes, where is ref? In ConsumerWidget, if you remember, ref was a parameter in build. In ConsumerState, ref is a field. It is already available everywhere inside the state class without passing it anywhere. Let's see. So as I told you that we need to extend the ConsumerState. Now here we have initState, we have didChangeDependencies, we have dispose, we have build. Now everywhere we can use this ref because it is available as a field. So we are accessing it in the initState, in didChangeDependencies, in dispose, and build, everywhere. Okay. This is what makes ConsumerStatefulWidget powerful. Ref is not just available in build. It is available in initState, dispose, didChangeDependencies, anywhere inside the state class. You can read providers and call notifier methods from your lifecycle hooks without any extra setup. Now let's discuss initState, that is start something when the screen appears. The most common use case, you want to trigger something the moment the screen mounts. Start a timer, fire an analytics event, start an animation. So here you can see that this my screen state which is extending the ConsumerState, and in the initState we are using ref.read. Why ref.read? Because you want a one-time action, not a subscription. Here is the important rule. Use ref.read in initState, never ref.watch. initState runs once. It is not a reactive context. Watching a provider here creates a subscription that never gets properly managed. Always ref.read inside initState method. Now we have didChangeDependencies, that's react when something above changes. didChangeDependencies fire when the widget is first inserted into the tree, and then every time an inherited widget, it depends on changes. The classic example, reacting to a local or theme change coming from above in the tree. Now here you see that we are extending the ConsumerState. Then we have used that didChangeDependencies. We have faced the current local only act if the local actually changed. So if the previous local is not equals to current local, then we assign this and then reload the content for the new local. didChangeDependencies give you both context to read the inherited widget values and ref to interact with your providers. That combination is not possible with ConsumerWidget. Now we have dispose. Dispose is cleanup when the screen lives. When your state class creates resources like a text editing controller, an animation controller, a timer, you must dispose them when the screen closes. Dispose is where that cleanup lives. Let me show you. Here we have initState, and here we have created that text editing controller, the animation controller, and in the dispose, what we are doing, we are cleaning up the text controller and we are cleaning up the animation controller. Okay, so this is how we can use ref in the initState, in the didChangeDependencies, and in dispose. Now let me discuss a complete example, a timer with a provider. If you see that here I have created a timer provider which is of type notifier provider. Let me tell you once again, I have not discussed about this notifier provider and the remaining providers. I will explain all the providers as I will proceed in my series. So what this timer provider is doing, as you can see in the build method, it is returning the initial value as 0, and in increment the state is incremented by 1, and when I call a reset, then it again resets the value of state to 0. Now if I go to main.dart, then you can see here that we have used provider scope. Then my app is extending the stateless widget which is calling timer screen. This timer screen is extending the ConsumerStatefulWidget, and then it is extending the ConsumerState. Here we have used this timer. We are starting the timer here, and here you can see that it is a one-time setup. And as I told you that in the initState, never call ref.watch. We always use ref.read because here we do the one-time setup. It's not a subscription. And in the dispose method, we are cancelling the timer. And inside the build, we use ref.watch because widget rebuilds every time the count changes. And here we don't have any widget ref. As I told you, that ref is available as a field. So here in the center, in the text, we are displaying the seconds, and in the floating action button, we are calling the reset method, right? So what actually happens here, when the screen appears, the initState runs. It will run the timer.periodic, starts firing every second. Let me show you the code. Here, if you notice that the initState is calling the timer.periodic, starts firing every second, and it calls the increment method via ref.read. Every increment changes provider state. As you can see here, that increment is changing the value of state, or it is changing the state value to ++. It is incrementing its value, right? So whenever every increment changes, it changes the provider state, which triggers a rebuild in the build method, which reads the new count via ref.watch. As you can see here, it always gets a new value with the help of ref.watch and displays it. When you leave the screen, automatically dispose is called, and the timer.cancel stops the timer. No timer is running in the background, and so no memory leak. Now if I run this, and if I can show you the output, then you will see that the timer starts and it is incrementing every second. Once I click on this floating action button, then it is reset to 0 and again start from the beginning. This is how we can use ConsumerStatefulWidget. Now consumer widget versus consumer stateful widget. The decision means when to use what. If you need ref in the build, there is no life cycle, then always use consumer widget. But if you need initState, dispose or didChangeDependencies along with ref, then we need to use ConsumerStatefulWidget. If you find yourself reaching for ConsumerStatefulWidget just to use ref, stop. That is consumer widget. Only upgrade when you genuinely need a lifecycle hook. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.